Previously on Town Hall 10 Free to Play, we looked at proper spell placement for the reworked lightning spell. Today is the final episode of the Town Hall 10 Free to Play series, so let's finish with a powerful balloon army. Well, my friends, I do believe that this is going to be the final episode of the Town Hall 10 free-to-play series. I know, guys, it's been about 4 months, and if you were to stay at Town Hall 10 and max out everything on your base, to include the laboratory, if you grind every single day, it should take about 5 months to complete this. But there's also situations where you have special events and special items that get populated in the game, and you have to take advantage of it. What's going on, guys? My name is Joe, and welcome back for episode 68 of the Town Hall 10 free-to-play series. Today, we're going to be knocking out this Town Hall wrecking event, or at least trying to complete some of this task to claim that book of building. And from there, we're going to be taking that book of building and applying it to our Town Hall. That way we can book our laboratory to completion prior to the Clan War Leagues. That way we can take advantage of the new Town Hall boosts that were added into the game most recently, about a week ago, as a matter of fact. And on top of that, I think I'm going to finish out this series by using one of the most strongest, the most popular, the most OP balloon armies in the game that is so easy that even a noob can use it. So I'm a firm believer that every troop and every spell in this game has a placement, and in the right hands you can make any army look incredibly powerful. And so I'm mostly known as a ground user. Throughout this entire series, I probably covered more ground armies than I have air armies. And even in the last stream, we had a player ask, why do I hate balloons? I think it's misinterpreted that I don't necessarily hate balloons. It just means that I don't have a lot of practice with them. So this army is actually really good for even players like myself that's not really known as an air attacker to imply and be able to be successful with the 3-star, and we're talking about that Electrone LaLo. Now, before we get into the replay, I want to point out the army and show you my weakened air army. I have not upgraded the lava hounds, the minions are still very much behind, as well as the haste spells. So I'm compensating for the haste spells with the use of a maxed out haste spell that I got in my clan castle. Now, when we're looking at a base and we're trying to determine where we're going to release the battle blimp and what we're trying to take out, ideally you want to go in on the back end of air sweepers. You never want to go directly into an air sweeper. The battle blimp targets the town hall, and we want to go in and clear the archer queen, get rid of the clan castle troops. You must approach every single base as if there's going to be an electro dragon or something coming from that clan castle on defense. So we're going to come into this area over here where we have an air defense, we got a multi-target inferno tower, we got an archer queen that's going to jump the wall and go after that battle blimp, we have an expo. So there's some serious value over on this side of the base. Now, down on the bottom side of the base, you have to remember balloons' weaknesses. Balloons are incredibly weak to wizard towers, they're incredibly weak to multi-target inferno towers, Expos, Archer Queen, and just the list goes on and on and on. That's why a lot of players tend to stay away from the balloons, but if you understand those things, you should be able to negotiate very well. So let's go ahead and get started with the first portion by dropping a few balloons. Now, if you do not have heroes, I have done a video with the Electrone LaLo, no heroes. I'll link it down in the description below for you. It's an earlier series or earlier episode in the series. That way we were doing a lot of upgrading with our heroes, so you should be able to execute this army as well. So we got the 2 balloons dropped, we got the lava hound to tank for the battle blimp, look for seeking air mines and traps, and the battle blimp is going to target the town hall and move just above that inferno tower. I must get rid of this queen in order to use my balloons. I have to do it because balloons are incredibly vulnerable to the queen. I had to think about that word right there. So we got the 2 clone spells dropped, we got a rage spell dropped, and we're going to manually release this battle blimp above this area, releasing the Electrone LaLo. So we got clone balloons fanning out from that E-Drag's placement, and they're going to take out multiple defenses, taking out a wizard tower, taking out air defense, expo, inferno tower, the list goes on. This whole zone has been cleared by these defensive seeking troops. Now on the top side of the base, I'm going to bring the Barb King and the Archer Queen to eliminate another weakness of the balloons in a wizard tower. They're not going to be able to reach this air defense, but we're going to use them in a manner to basically help our balloons on the back end of the base, and we're going to bring the balloons into the most dense area on the base where you have the strongest army. So we're going to use a lava hound to tank and go after this air defense, and we're going to drop balloons to target these defenses right here, and we're going to use the haste spells to speed them up in critical locations like the wizard tower, like the air defense, like the inferno tower. So I must apologize first about my placement of balloons. I have limited practice, so this is actually a practice run. Not bad, and we are successful, but it's not necessarily the prettiest drop. About 4 to 5 balloons, but I don't necessarily count them out either. So it's just really experience and playing off of it. So we're going to use the haste spell in this area right there to move the balloons up into the wizard tower, help these lava hounds out, and get them into the air defense. Now we have another wizard tower and another air defense. We're going to use a haste spell to speed this group of balloons up into the archer tower, take down that air defense, and then haste again over into the final inferno tower. And we have a large group of balloons moving together on the back end of an air sweeper into the final defenses. It happens so fast. It just happens so fast that you really have to be able to react quick enough. But these balloons are going to basically swarm that final air defense, and we have plenty of cleanup troops around the base to eliminate the defenses on the outside. So that's what the minions are for. Let's go ahead and speed it up. That way you can see the army for yourself, but we will be using this one live today, and I hope that I can execute it just like this. That way you get a good understanding on how the army actually works. All right, so we found one. Now, one thing that I didn't cover in that previous section was about the battle blimp. One of the most gratifying things about the battle blimp is dropping it on top of stuff, because it also does damage based on the level of battle blimp that you can get. So let's go ahead and do this. So we're gonna break some stuff. Let's go ahead and drop our king and our queen this time around to try to get rid of that air defense over there. Let's drop a minion there, and we're gonna target the center of this base. Looks like an archer queen is under upgrade on this base, so it works out really well for us. I think we're going to do it like this. Let's go ahead and drop balloon, send in the lava hound, and let's send the battle blimp to the center of this base and just kind of try to break some stuff. We're going to wait until we get about right here. Let's go ahead and drop that, and release. And go, balloons, go. Take down stuff everywhere. All right, so we got balloons moving in. Let's go ahead and get in on these defenses here. And we're going to need to release another hound to go across the base. Let's follow these balloons around. Where are they going to go? Let's get some balloons here, here, and the center of that base is gone. Like, that E-Drag has done some serious damage. That's not necessarily a good thing for the defense of this base. Let's drop a haste spell right there, and let's go ahead and work some balloons right there. Let's drop another haste to get in there and take down these defenses maybe. Come on, you can do it. Oh, I love it so much. This army is actually a lot of fun. It really and truly is. I mean, we got so many balloons that we don't even need to drop any more haste spells, I don't think. The queen's going to take out the Barb King over there. We can release some more minions to go ahead and clear out our army. But this army is just so much fun if you understand how to maneuver those balloons. And again, I'm still kind of feeling like I'm a noob, and I just crushed that like with ease. So that previous replay, it just happens so fast when you're doing it live that I can't point out a lot of details. Now, this base I just did a moment ago, and it almost was a fail, and I got to show you some things that you need to be aware of, because this base design has a clan castle on one side of the base and an archer queen on the other side of the base. So you have to make decisions, and you got to play off of those decisions and say, okay, is this going to work or is it going to fail, and how am I going to fix it? So I decided to bring the king and the queen in over here to check this clan castle, because if you don't go into the raid with the mindset that there's the possibility of an electro dragon or possibly a standard dragon, maybe some baby dragons coming from that clan castle, you could fail your raid based off of not clearing the clan castle. And at this point, we've pretty much determined that the king is inside of range here. There's not going to be anything that comes outside of that CC. So I sent the queen in here for absolutely no reason. There's really no value gained from dropping the queen on this area, because she's too far away from this air defense to take it out, and she's basically just going to clear out some defenses, but not enough to really matter. So we're going to come in on the opposite side with our battle blimp, our balloons, and our lava hound to try to clear out this zone where there's an archer queen, we got a couple of wizard towers, we got an inferno tower, air sweepers. So we're sending the battle blimp in, moving in on this area, dropping the 2 clones, dropping the rage, and we're going to release above this area. And we're going to get some serious value out of our E-Drag, out of our balloons, but the problem here is that the queen did not die. She's still in there trying to defend her altar. So now we got to be like, all right, I got to fix this situation. I got to bring some balloons in and start clearing these defenses and moving them in a counterclockwise motion around these defenses, and then cut them back up through this area to finish out the dense area of defenses. So we got the lava hound dropped, trying to ignore that queen at this point, just like, oh man, I got to hurry up. So we're going to use some haste spells to move our balloons up into the archer tower, get them into that air defense, and then we're going to save the high level haste spell for moving them into this wizard tower area. So they're going to take down that ground set expo. It works out really well, but that queen is chasing the lava hound. She's really after it. She's trying to get it down. So it's like, whoa, queen, you need to get out of here with that mess. So these balloons are going to come in. We're going to haste them again to get them across the base, over to the bomb tower, up into the air defense. And all we have left is 2 archer towers and 1 bomb tower that just so happens to be next to this queen's altar. So this could be a bad situation. So let me go ahead and speed it up. That way I can show you the outcome of this. So they're going to move down to this bomb tower, and there just so happens to be air set skeleton traps chasing the balloons as well. They're going to come across and take out that queen. So that's ultimately what saves the situation. Is the missed bomb tower is ultimately what saves the attack by the balloons taking out that queen, and then the minions also taking out the skeleton traps that were chasing the balloons. But I had to show you that because sometimes you will try to take on a base and try to be fancy with it like I was, and you won't get ideal results. And I was able to pull out the 3-star, but you have to be aware of these situations. All right, so let's go ahead and finish up the video on this final raid. We have a very interesting base design, and there's no telling if there's going to be anything inside the CC, but I'm finding an area where I think I want to drop my my battle blimp. Let's see if this works out though. Let's go ahead and release our hound to get the battle blimp moving into this area, and I'm thinking right about here where the queen's at to release. So let's go ahead and drop our spells and release right there, and appears to be nothing inside the clan castle again. So let's go ahead and do this and help these clones out. Let's move some balloons in here and here. We do have an electro dragon that's going to possibly be taking on a single target. Actually, no, it retargets. That is great. So let's go ahead and release our hound here and release there. We do have some haste spells that we can try to speed up these troops and move them across the base. And we do have an archer, queen, and king. So let's drop the king and queen over on this area. And let's bring our balloons in right here and here. And let's try to speed this group up. Let's get in on that wizard tower as quickly as possible. And drop a haste spell. Let's see what's going to happen here. I don't know if that haste spell actually got anything. That's not good. Let's go ahead and drop a haste spell here. And let's place our minions around the base to help out. Queen's taking some damage, so that's not good. Let's go and get some minions down around here and over here and up there to take out that final builder's hut. Looks like our balloons were not successful in moving into the areas where we wanted them to go, but we're down to our final archer tower. So, I mean, again, we're working with lower level troops and lower level spells, but at the same time, it just takes practice and repetition. This might not have been the prettiest raid, but I think we should be successful. Minute and 30 seconds remaining on the clock. Electro Dragon's still alive, King's still alive, and the balloons are on top of some heavy structures in those collectors. So again, another example from somebody that is not normally a balloon user, showing you that it can be done with limited experience if you understand what to look for. And I think that is going to be it. Another 3-star taken down with the Electrone LaLo, this time around with some heroes. And on that note, I do believe that is going to finish this up for today with attacking. And I must admit, the Town Hall 10 was a lot of fun. We spent 4 months as a Town Hall 10, and one of the major points of this series is to assist you from getting from start to finish as quickly as possible. Now, I also understand that there's multiple strategies that I did not cover in this series, but we covered so many others that you can try out. It's not saying that one's right or wrong over the other. It's just showing you that you don't necessarily have to explore all these other different strategies unless you absolutely want to, and that you can move from one Town Hall level to the next with only using a few strategies to get it done. The only way to really explore different options is when you get bored and you want to try something new. That's normally my advice when it comes to these different strategies. But again, this is going to be the end of Town Hall 10 free-to-play series, and the next episode is going to be us moving into Town Hall 11, and you guys know we're going to probably kick it off with another upgrade priority list, as well as spending off all those magic items that we've been saving up along the way. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe if you have not done so already. And if you want to see the Town Hall 10 free-to-play series from the very beginning, click one of those links over there, and we will see you in the next one, guys. Take care.